It's August 23rd, and welcome to Best of 7, the weekly podcast where we cover esports, news, and just general Starcraft goodness. With me on the show today is Fatima Erla-Smith and Katie Nike-Gogo Hoffman. So how was your week, Fatima?
It was super busy. Like, last weekend I went to Starcraft boot camp in Seattle and Linwood, so Game Collects, and I went there. I got off work, which was a one-day sale at Macy's, and so, like, right after work, went straight there, was there until, like, midnight, drove home, didn't get to bed till, like, 2 in the morning, had to get up the next morning for a family trip at, like, 8 in the morning down to Oregon, and then that took all day, and then came back up, and was like, oh, I kind of still want to go to this, the other league to, like, kind of cast the Masters game for the Masters, Starcraft boot camp, and it was kind of late, and I, like, contacted Chris, and he was like, yeah, we close at 10. I'm like, oh, well, that's not really worth it, because by the time I get there, it'll be 9. So I did that, and then I worked Monday, and then I packed all day Tuesday, which most of you guys aren't my Facebook friends, but if you knew, it's, when girls pack, it's trying everything you own, seeing what looks cute to put together. Yeah. Anyway,
It takes a long time.
It takes a long time.
Mm-hmm. Especially if you're going to MLG. You really want to look your best.
You do.
You do.
Oh yeah.
Actually, we're just wearing t-shirts that we made and
true.
jeans.
And
Because
then,
that's what you would wear to MLG.
then yesterday, I flew out, and like it's really only a 7-hour flight from one side of the country to the other, but when you add in all the connections, I had 2. It was like 14 hours of travel with driving and everything.
Okay. Wait. That's offensive. Because in Hawaii, we're on the other side of the country.
Oh.
And it's like 13 to 14 hours.
Weird, when you're from the from Seattle.
Did you say the real United States?
Yeah.
From Seattle to the side on the East Coast, it's about 7 hours. Took about 14 with all the driving, connections, layovers, whatever. And so I didn't really sleep. Oh yeah, Katie. One of my friends from World of Warcraft lives in Colorado. I had a connection in Denver. I said, hey, I'm going to be at the Denver airport for 3 hours. I was like, cool, it's only like a 40-minute drive. I'll totally stop by. And so we had a drink, and we talked forever, and I was like, oh, shoot, I really got to go. Well, he was kind of looking at his, like phone, and I was like, yeah. So I missed it by about 2 minutes. And so they just sent me over next door, and I ended up, instead of going to Philadelphia, I ended up in Charlotte. So it was actually like a shorter flight. Like I ended up getting here before that my Philadelphia flight would have. Weird. Like I got here before, and I missed the flight. So I got there. Didn't really sleep very much. Like even when you sleep on planes, it's not like a restful sleep. It's like I'm laying here, and so it's not very comfortable.
And there's people near me, and they stink.
Not this time.
That
does happen.
Ugh, it's the worst.
And so I've been napping throughout the day while Katie was at work, and I'll wake up intermittently every, 2 hours,
Yeah,
an hour.
she was dealing with my AC issues. Had an AC guy here, taking care of
So if
business.
I'm a little tired, I'm sorry.
Yeah, she's a little tired. And then
I also had to find time to read the show notes, which I did. Not all of it, but
Good
most of
job.
it.
Good
So.
job.
Yeah, we have
Pretty
show
busy week.
notes. We're
Busy
legit.
week. Busy weekend coming up.
Yes, busy.
It's an exciting week.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what about you, Katie? How was your week?
My week was awesome because I made t-shirts for us to go to MLG, and I played a lot of 1v1s for me for this week, so it was like 6 maybe 1v1s, maybe. Played some team games, that was fun, did a lot of streaming, also fun. So yeah, it was pretty normal. I watched all the things that we're about to talk about that happened in Starcraft this week. By the way, anyone that doesn't know, the whole point of the Best of 7 show is for us to, talk about everything that's happened this week. And I know Mike said it in the beginning, but I'm just going to re-emphasize it. That's what we're going to do here. So, without further ado, Mike, please kick us off. Oh, first tell us how your week in Starcraft was.
Oh, so my week was good. I played about 50 ladder games this week. Lost about half of them because I'm bad. I lose the stupid things. I lose the timing attacks all the time. But anyway, let's not talk about that. Let's go into our first topic. I'm going to add this in, just impromptu. What do you guys think of the Heart of the Swarm units? We got to play that custom game, the 4-on-4. What did you guys think? Because last week we talked about the Heart of the Swarm, and then we had naked parents enter the room. But this week we actually know what the Heart of the Swarm units are like. What are your opinions?
I have one word and one acronym for you. Terran OP.
Yeah, the turn units all feel really good, don't they?
Oh yeah, and like Protoss, we got screwed. Like in Oracle, like I was using that thing, it was just like people were like, "What is it doing to my mineral line? What is what is it trying to do?" Oh, I can just attack it and it'll go away in like a second. That was I just touched your leg.
Your hands are cold.
I know, it's because I've been holding a beer. So that was kind of yeah. They're all right. I mean, maybe it's just because I'm not used to it. That was literally we played like one game. I did really like the Mothership Core. I think that it'll be awesome once I know how to use it better. What was awesome is, at the beginning, I rushed to get it as quickly as possible, then I energized my Nexus over and over again, and just unlimited chrono boost. I was chrono boosting everything. It was like the best feeling ever. I was like, chrono boost this, chrono boost that, chrono boost this, re-energize, chrono boost that, boo. But then I just got so obsessed with my macro that I had like no units. I was like, what do we... Well, I had units, but they just weren't like... I was like chrono boosting out like Tempest, and those are about as useful as like nothing.
Yeah, those... I think they might have a purpose late game, but I mean, Protoss are finally figuring out how to use the carrier, so...
Yeah.
I don't know. It's kind of bad timing. So let's get into a real first topic, which is patch 1.5.2.
Yes.
So if you guys haven't played Starcraft in a couple of days, when you load up, you're going to have a patch. And when it's done loading, you're going to get deaf because it just maxes out the volume and just blasts that Starcraft music at you. But the main thing they did is they fixed pathing. That's the really big thing, besides minor bug fixes. So in 1.5.0, I was really bummed about it, but in 1.5.2, everything's fixed. Everything's back to normal. Everything's good. Do you guys have any comments on that? Or?
Thank God they fixed pathing.
Yeah,
Like,
that was so bad.
SCV, what are you doing?
Yeah, why are you going around that way? Or like when you'd like go to scout their base, if you didn't like explicitly walk them, it'd like walk through their mineral lines. And you know, if you don't walk through their mineral lines and goes to the minerals, you're kind of screwed. So that happened to me a couple times. By the way, just not to backtrack, just one quick thing. Someone in the chat just said something pretty awesome. They said that Tempests are going to be great against Broodlords late game. True. And that I totally didn't even think of that. That's very true.
Shooting scoot.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I appreciate that comment, Frankish. Okay, sorry, go on.
But if you're still having graphics errors or graphics problems with 1.5.2, there's a graphics preloader game on the arcade right now. And if you just, whenever you log into StarCraft, if you play that game, it loads all the graphics and all the spells. So you don't get any lag in the games. It's really awesome. But that's 1.5.2, minor point to touch on. Let's get right into our tournaments. IEM Gamescon. What do you guys think of that?
Alright. So, I thought it was awesome. I thoroughly enjoyed it. There was so much StarCraft, I couldn't watch, like, you know, like a tenth of it.
I didn't try.
It was insane. There was so much StarCraft, it was like just...
Mind-boggling.
It was mind-boggling. And, okay, so there are a couple things that I didn't know until I started looking into this, so I'll just mention them quick, but for the qualifiers, what I didn't realize was there are a certain number of slots for each region that was qualified, so I kind of thought I'd break it down just to, like, so people would know. There are 7 slots for Europeans, 2 slots for the Chinese, 4 for American, 2 for Korean, and 8 players out of the open bracket. So that was kind of how IEM was broken down. Okay, so I'm going to do a spoiler. So if you were planning on watching the IEM games, don't listen to me. Like, I'm going to say something like 5...
Mute the stream.
Huh?
Mute the stream if
yeah, mute the stream if you don't want to hear this. But I'm about to tell you who won, because I don't want to piss anyone off. But it's about to come out of my mouth. Okay, where's that note? Okay, so first place went to MVP, and he beat Nertio. And it was a 3-1 victory.
Oh, yeah.
And what was kind of crazy was, like, well, Nertio's win rate is 66% in Zerg vs. Terran. So that was kind of like, Nertio was, like, on fire. I mean, what were you saying, Mike, earlier about who did he beat 3-0?
He 3-0'd MC. And the sick part is, okay, so when you think of Protoss, MC is the boss DOS. He's the Protoss president. He 3-0'd him here, and I think he 3-1'd him, or 4-1'd him, at Home Story Cup.
Yeah.
So he actually has something like a 7-1 win rate against MC in the last 2 tournaments.
Yeah.
That's insane. I mean, this guy can play Zerg. He's really, really good.
Yeah, I mean, he's like, comparable to Stefano good. I mean, as far as people talking about him and how impressive he's playing.
A couple months back when Spades got outed for hacking, before they outed Spades, people said that Nurchio was a hacker because he was so good.
Wow.
And then but he can't hack in a live tournament.
Yeah.
Goes to a live tournament, does just as well. He's so good, he looks like he's cheating.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how good this guy is.
Yeah.
But he still lost MVP because MVP's the man. But
Yeah.
I mean, still, you have to. So did Nesty. So, I mean, Nurchio's just a badass.
Yeah, I gotta say that first game, what was really impressive in that first game was in the finals, was that Nurchio actually, he was under like a full all-in from MVP. I mean, like SCVs and everything. And even though he was under this insane pressure, he was still fitting in building drones while he was defending. It was so insane. I mean, you see something like that and you're just like, that guy, how do you even know to do that? Like when he did it, like he just did such a phenomenal job. I was very impressed that first game Nurchio played. So, and a lot of his games throughout the week, but.
And I think at IEM we really got to see how far ahead the EU scene is from the American scene. I mean, I think the Europeans are catching up to the Koreans. I'm not going to say they're at the same level as the Koreans, because when you think of pros, you can think of like twice as many high tier pros from Korea as you can from Europe.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, the Europeans are kind of holding their own, and it's. I want a day where Starcraft is a global game and not just a Korean game. You know, when you think of Starcraft, you still have to think, well, the South Koreans are by far the best. But I want everyone to balance out and catch up. And I think the Europeans are the closest.
Yeah.
America, we're still pretty far behind, but good
we
job,
like
EU.
other sports.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're really good at other things, like basketball. But did you guys get to see the game between MVP and Nesty?
I didn't. Please tell us.
So MVP and Nesty. So QXC just released this thing about Ravens and how much they suck. And MVP decides, well, I'm just going to turtle, get Ravens, and Seeker missile the crap out of Nesty. So he has this beautiful concave, and he just sends like 6 Seeker missiles right into the Broodlords, kills them all.
Oof.
2 seconds later, Nesty GG's. It was just like amazing. And then then they show the camera shot, and MVP is just laughing. He's like, oh, look how funny that was. They show the shot of Nesty. He's all like, what the fuck was that? Screw
Who
Terran.
knows Ravens?
But it was awesome. We also did you guys get to see the MC game with carriers?
No.
Okay, so so if there's 2 games to watch, it's I think MVP versus Nesty game 1 and MC versus Koss game 4. So the score is 2-1. MC's ahead, obviously, and he carrier rush. He two starport. There's 2 Stargate carrier rushes, Koss, and you're like, well, carriers suck. We're gonna remove them. We're gonna get the Tempest. You can't two Stargate Tempest rush, but you can 2 Stargate carrier rush, and it was amazing.
Really?
It was a good game. You should definitely check it out.
That's awesome. I think I will. Cool.
So does anyone else have anything to add about IEM Gamescom?
It was huge. I mean, it was friggin' huge.
Yeah.
It looked awesome. Like, I'm sorry, but every time I see one of these events, like, I'm going to have so many nerd chills tomorrow when we get to MLG, because there's nothing cooler, I think, than actually seeing how big esports is getting. I mean, the potential is just amazing. It's just because all of our age group is growing up, and all the age groups below us are growing up to appreciate video games and appreciate games where where it takes skill and it takes intelligence. I mean, the older generations, I hate to generalize, but like I deal with this all the time. Like, they just don't have an understanding of how like amazing this is, and this is just gonna be awesome. Like, I'm just so excited.
I talked to a 38-year-old at the Denver airport. Like, we had a drink, and he was just saying he's a totally cool guy, like Peace Corps. He lives in Africa, totally like open. And he was just like admitting, he's like, I'm 38. I don't see what the younger generation sees in gaming and esports. I totally think it's cool and stuff, but I don't get it.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, that's cool. You don't have to get it.
Yeah, as long as you respect it. I mean, I can't even begin to explain to you the ridiculousness that I dealt with today. Like, I was leaving work, and my chief engineer was asking me about, what are you doing this weekend? I was like, I'm going to Raleigh, I'm going to this convention. He was like, it's for video games. And he was just like, I'm trying to think how he started it. First he was like, well, isn't that, like, bad for your health to play video games that long? And I'm like, isn't getting hit by a 400-pound person playing football bad for your health? And then he was just like, well, I mean, you stare at a computer screen all day. And I'm like, we stare at a computer screen about 8 hours a day working in an office. and then he was like, well, I mean, do they have real jobs? And I'm like, I'm pretty sure 19-year-olds pulling in $150,000 a year don't need another job. And he's like, well, what are they bringing to society? I was like, what are tennis players bringing to society? I was like, moreover, what are we bringing to society? I was like, we create defense systems that bully other countries. Like, and he was like,
Americans
what do actors and actresses do?
Yeah, I was like,
They act.
I was like, it's entertainment, and at least it's like entertainment that's intelligent. It's not like the freaking Desperate Housewives or whatever half of the young people watch these days. Those young people.
Those youngins.
Or old women.
Apparently I look like I'm 19, so it doesn't matter.
But yeah, anyway, sorry, that was a huge digression. But
and that's a perfect, that was a perfect transition into our next topic.
Yes, let's talk about the next topic. I love my arm was in your...
Time Magazine released an article, Gaming for a Living. Have you, of course you read it, Katie. Did you get to read it too?
I read it, yeah. Mm-hmm. No, I read that whole thing. I was like, that is awesome.
Yeah, it's really cool.
So what stands out to you in that article? Because it pretty much just gave an like, we just talked about the CNN thing and how they kind of put their own spin on esports. I think Time did a really good job in just talking about esports and not putting their spin on it.
There was no bias. It was just like, this is what it is.
CNN basically had written a very, very thorough article and like with very, very valid points, kind of saying, hey, this is a legitimate, forum of entertainment that is, happening and growing. What did you say, Mike?
You said CNN, Fatima. You meant Time.
Right?
Sorry.
Okay.
Time Magazine.
The Time Magazine article.
I was thinking about the last week. I'm so tired. But they gone through all the points, like, hey, these people... just like anything, they train, they live in these houses, they can choose not to, they can get traded, they earn this amount of money per tournament, they make money through the streaming, through this and that how there have been companies that have tried to, put it on TV. Because, in Korea, they have Starcraft on TV. In America, we don't have any sort of, esports on TV. I don't know about other countries, but the United States doesn't. And they've tried it previously, and it didn't really work out. But they're thinking that this is the time where it's growing exponentially, where it's almost time to try it again. Do you think people are going to be open to that? Or yeah, people definitely are. They're subscribing to all these things. Like Katie said, people have grown up in the Nintendo age, have a disposable income, and that's exactly what they say. And what are they spending it on? They're spending it on subscriptions to streams, going to events, doing all these things, and it just, I don't know, it's a different day and age than, it's the same thing, the same concept as, oh, I'm going to take my whole family out to see a Mariners game or baseball game, but instead, you either go to the event, or you kind of generally watch it throughout your day while you continue your day just because you can't make it, or for whatever reason.
Yeah, what stood out to me in the article was, did you read the thing about Huck?
Yeah, I read the whole thing.
So Huck has a problem where he can't play too much League of Legends.
League of Legends, yeah.
He'll get sucked into it because he's a competitive person.
Yeah.
And it's a distraction. So he treats his StarCraft play as an actual real job. I think that was very funny.
Well, it is.
But what do you guys think about the CBSI?
About the what?
MLG has a deal with CBS I think it's going to be on television pretty soon. Do you think your average StarCraft viewer is going to watch it on television, or do you think they're just going to watch it? I mean, what niche does a television audience fill? Because I feel like if you're going to watch StarCraft, you're going to watch it on your computer anyway.
They are.
I don't think the transition to television is going to help esports tremendously.
Yeah.
But what's your guys' opinions on it?
I think that the problem is that esports has really gotten big in the U.S. comparatively in the past 2 or 3 years. Since StarCraft really elevated it. I mean, MLG was around before StarCraft 2 came out, but StarCraft 2 is, really escalated things. I think that because it's evolved around the internet and around massive amounts of content that's from the people in the community. It's not people that are getting hired by broadcasters or things, or by different TV stations. I think that the dynamic's going to be a little bit different, but I think it could work. I think I'm all for esports becoming more mainstream and having it be something that's looked at like as a legitimate, a source of good quality entertainment, especially for younger audiences, as far as like teaching kids the value of, competition and things like that and critical thinking. But I think it will be a little bit weird. I don't know how successful it's going to be in the near term, because if you look at it, TV's kind of going down and internet's going up, so it's going to kind of get to this point where it's just going to, whatever ends up, TV's going to do some kind of weird thing where it transitions to the internet at some point, whether it's 10 years from now or 5 years from now or 20 years from now. It's going to get to this point where everyone has the ability to turn on their TV or their computer and they can watch their TV channels, whatever, the HBO and everything. And it's less about having a Cox service. It would be more like Netflix type of thing. At least that's what I think. I think it's eventually going that way.
I can see that.
I think MLG, a partnership with Netflix or with like Hulu, might have actually been something that would reach more people. I'm not sure if we'll see what CBS does, because I mean obviously they're a huge company and they can do a lot of things, but I don't think it's gonna. We'll see. It's exciting though. It's exciting that the mainstream is getting more into esports, and that's what we all want, right?
Well, I mean, another thing about the article was how they kind of mentioned people like Sean Plott, also known as Day 9, and how much attention he's gotten, whether he's wanted it or not, or intended to get, the fanship, the fellowship that he has. Whether he intended for that to happen or not, he has it now.
Right.
He can't go out to the grocery store and someone will be like, I know you.
You're Day 9. What up?
So, yeah,
I learned to be a better gamer.
Thanks, Day 9.
Thank you.
So, I mean, we all know that Katie has her little man crush on him for, the last 4 years here.
I think he's awesome.
Wait. She can't have a man crush because she's not a man.
Yeah. I think
a man crush between two guys?
she's saying that I'm a man. I don't know why.
Okay, no.
Me.
Crush.
I'm a girl.
Yeah.
Anyway, so to some sadder news. KT Violet, this is a Protoss player from the team KT, Starcraft 1.
Mm-hmm.
He passed away this week from leukemia. So, just wanna say that, bring it up. It's always sad when a StarCraft player dies because, I mean, in general, StarCraft players are young, StarCraft programmers are really young, and it's sad when a young person dies. But in other sad news, not nearly as sad as someone dying, but General retired last week.
No, this was a while ago because I posted a tweet about this. I'm like, General retired, and I was days late.
It was that long ago?
Yeah.
Well,
yeah, it was the beginning of August.
You guys are behind.
Okay. Yeah, we're way behind. But let's see. I had some things on that. I read his letter. It was very, very dark. But I related to it a lot because I think that he really emphasized that point that there's this magic of your childhood dream. And what was so, I think, heartfelt about the article is that so many people have childhood dreams and they don't go after them. They go off on a tangential path at some point in their life. And Jinro basically just said, hey, I went after what I wanted. I was not the best, but I went after it and I put everything I had into it, and I'm retiring now. And he basically just said, my dream's over, and that's sad, but at the same time, it's I thought it was kind of heartening, because it was saying that, your dream, you can always go after it. He didn't say, he even said, I'm going to go do other things now, but I don't think I'm going to play StarCraft again, but I'm going to keep pursuing things that I'm interested in. And I think that's very important. I think that when you start doing something, and because your life is really about what you do with your time. So if what you're doing with your time is no longer enjoyable, then you need to move on. And that was basically what he said. So yeah, it was sad that he wasn't enjoying StarCraft anymore, but we should really appreciate the fact that he moved on, or he's taking the step to move on, and he's not just getting stuck and becoming stagnant, per se. So that was what I thought.
Well, not just that, but, I mean, he kind of lived his legacy. He was, I think, and don't quote me on this, but I think he was the first successful macro Terran. Back when he was playing, and he made back-to-back round of fours in GSL, the hardest tournament in the world. And to go back-to-back round of four,
It was so amazing
that's
to watch him
impressive.
play.
And he's the only foreigner to get that far, let alone twice in a row. But he was the first real macro Terran. He said, well, Terran's not all about two-base timing attacks. I'm going to take this further. I'm going to get a third base. I'm going to play this game in a longer sense. And if you think about it, he kind of, well, this is opinion now, but I think he paved the way for players like Bomber, or I guess all Terran play now, because all Terran play is really three-base oriented, maybe four-base oriented. But I think Jinro really did have his place in StarCraft history. And not only for the foreigners, not only for the metagame, not only for Terrans, but I think he's hit that point. And I mean, retiring now, it's a good time to retire. Have you guys heard about Noni or Tyler from Liquid?
Who?
Noni?
Yeah.
He suffers from depression, and I watched an interview about him.
Was it the
And
the Liquid Rising? Because they talked about it briefly in Liquid Rising. That was phenomenal. Oh my God,
Yeah.
I would spend an entire best of 7 going through that video because it was awesome. Sorry, go ahead.
But he talks about how he won this. What tournament was it? TSL 2? Forgot what tournament he won. That's really bad. But he won a big tournament, and he wasn't happy. You know, he reached his goal, and he still wasn't happy for some reason. And he talked about how hard that was for him. And I think Jinro, he hit that high point, and it's a good time to stop. I mean, it's a good time to just play the game casually after you've made your impact.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, to some lighter topics. Does do you guys want to move on?
Hmm?
Do you guys want to move on?
Yeah, we can move
Okay.
on.
So E.G. Stefano. Oh no! Wait!
Oh
I
wait,
can't say
hold
E.G.
on.
Stefano.
That's not who he is.
Millennium.
That's a little premature.
Millennium.
That's an assumption too. He hasn't confirmed that he's going to be on EG. But Stefano's contract ends at the end of the month. with
September
Millennium.
1st.
So is that...
Look how my arm goes in shit.
What's the date on September 1st? Okay. So MLG is going to be his last event with Millennium. And the speculation is that he's joining Evil Geniuses.
Yeah.
Thoughts?
Okay. I have some thoughts on this. Let me get to my notes. Where did I write these notes? Where did I put them in here somewhere? Okay. So here's what I think. I think it speaks to Team EG's notoriety. The fact that he might be going there because, and here's why. Stefano's been one of the most consistent foreign players for 2012. So, and that's saying a lot because he's just played phenomenally this entire year. And yeah, so I think it speaks a lot to EG and where EG's going, especially considering the fact that they have some rock star players as far as like their StarCraft ability, and then they also have some players that are just famous both for their talent, but also because they're fun to watch. I.e. Idra. I really like watching Idra.
Happy birthday, by the way.
And this might, I'm really excited. I hope that he does well tomorrow. I'm really looking forward to see him do a comeback.
It's a little tangent there. I don't know. For people that follow StarCraft on Facebook, someone shouted out, "Hey, Idra, happy birthday! Hopefully, you win some games at MLG this weekend." And I went through the comments, and there was like no nice comment. There was like literally one or two that said, happy birthday, Idra. The rest were like trolling him about his rage quits and previous and you're just like, I felt kind of bad. I was just like, well, happy birthday, I
Yeah,
feel like
people just
So.
as intro. Okay, he's a really good player, but he's a person who gets viewers that hate him. Like,
Yeah,
most people
all
on
of
the
his
stream,
viewers hate him. Like,
They
it seems...
only get viewers.
I go on there and I'm like, I love Adrian, he's awesome, I like watching him play, and people... I don't say
It's
that,
not-
but, like, if anyone even says, like, oh, he's playing really well, people are like, all caps, no, he's not, blah, blah, blah,
But I mean,
blah, blah, blah,
I mean, what does he care? What does he care? He has like 5,000 people in his stream.
Right,
and
exactly.
he's
It's like-
fun.
He's making
it's like
tons
watching-
of
He's
money,
just
so...
counting his money. He's like, oh yeah, here's
Yeah,
another
go ahead,
$100.
hate me, I'll do some more rage quit. No GG this game, quit. No GG that game, quit. You suck. Everyone sucks. Quit. More, and it's like...
but,
you
I mean,
just
he's
go-
laughing all the way to the bank.
I
mean,
know.
Yeah,
but I don't think
cares?
he's doing it on purpose. That's the thing. I would never think that he would be the kind of person to be like, yeah, I'm going to totally screw these suckers over. I'm just going to be an asshole. And then... Because I don't think he's an asshole. I think he's just real. Like, he's very, like...
who's who he is.
Yeah, he's who he is. And, like, he's not, like... He's not, like, trying to, like, be someone that he's not. He's
Yeah,
not, like,
just-
overly nice.
Just to earn. But yeah, it's like watching a train wreck and you can't look away. You're like, this is gonna end badly.
Yeah.
But I can't look away.
It's the NASCAR effect. You're waiting for the crash. So
Shout
people
out to
come
the
for the
soap crew.
cars. I watch for the crashes. But I don't watch because highlight reels. But anything else on? We kind of got far away from
Stefano
Stefano.
moving to
Stefano.
EG.
Anyone
Well,
else
you know,
wanna add
rumored
anything
to
to
move him
Stefano?
to EG. I think it's gonna happen.
I think it happened too.
Yeah.
Who wouldn't? I love Evil Geniuses.
I do, too. I
So-
want one of their shirts. I'm going to buy
I
some
wanted to
stuff
buy.
in LG. It's going to kill me.
I also like the this is just from like a very aesthetic outlook.
Mhm.
Infinity 7, great logo,
Really. I love
great shirt.
Liquid's logo. That
Of
horse
course.
is just so cool. Every time I see it, I'm like, I want that shirt. I want
You're
that
a little
logo.
excited there, Katie. All right, moving on.
Moving on. Okay,
Anyway,
so
alright,
transition.
sorry, Mark.
EG, not EG, sorry. Stefano, last tournament's MLG. You guys went to MLG this weekend? You guys want to talk a little bit about that? Do you guys want to talk about the
nothing
players
really
first, or do you guys
going
want to
to
talk about what
MLG.
you're doing?
Yeah,
And then-
we have a lot to mention. Let me
okay,
find my-
so because you have a lot to mention, let's talk about MLG first then, the actual players.
Yeah.
So the summer championship happened. You guys can find it on Team Liquid. You can see who's seated where. And there's a lot of people in the open bracket, as well
Yeah.
as the WCS America Finals.
Exactly.
So this is who's representing the continents of North and South America.
Yes, and the finals are actually being held in China. I forget what month it's happening, but
Yeah,
was
the
it in-
top 7 will go to China.
So,
yeah, so that's really exciting. What
so
else?
who are you pulling for to win the American Finals?
Oh God.
Everyone.
Yeah, everyone.
They all can't
They
win.
should
Only
all
seconds.
go.
I don't know. I honestly I haven't put much thought into who I want to win it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna kind of, because I don't want to go there being like I want this person to win, because then I know what's gonna happen. I'm gonna go to MLG and be like, this person's gonna win, and then they like get kicked out at like the first round, and like I'm gonna be like, well, fuck. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna watch people play, and I'm gonna base because this is kind of how I am with every tournament. I'm going to base who I want to win on how they're playing that day, or those 2 or 3 days. That's kind of the way that I look at it. Because it's not like it's like the Red Sox-Yankees thing where I'm like, die-hard Red Sox, you know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah.
I just want to watch. I want to see really
She
interesting
wants
play.
Inra to win.
No, I don't know. I really like Hero a lot, but
But Hero's not a
I know. I'm just saying for MLG. But as far as like for WCS, I don't know. I do really like Huck, but
Yeah.
I mean I really like Huck, and I remember,
Go ahead.
I remember when he won. Was that which MLG was that?
I don't know, but he beat MC in a PvP.
Yeah. So that tournament just made me like, I was just like I was just in shock the whole friggin' weekend. I was like, this is amazing. It was like the coolest thing ever. So I'd like to see Huck because I think he's really cool. I like his play style. Like I remember during that tournament, when he was playing and he was like walling off his natural, and he was doing it like just in time to like stop the Zerglings to coming in, and it was so epic because the commentators were like, the commentators were like, he's gonna. Oh my god! And like Huck was smiling because he knew that one like step of him like of the Zerg. I forget which Zerg it was. But the Zerg going ahead and doing like a quick attack in the beginning, and he just knew. He was like, I have this. I fast expand. He couldn't break it. I'm gonna fucking pound this guy into the ground. That's what I saw.
I mean, they staggered. This is addressing Psychos. They are staggering the tournaments for the WCS and MLG so that the players can do both if they want. I don't know if Idra's doing both or not.
Yeah, I wonder how that affects you. I mean,
it does. It's like you're focusing intently for so long, and it's tiring. And if you're like some people opt out of doing tournaments and matches so that they are well rested for whatever it is that they're focusing on. Doing both, I feel, is going to be very, very hard on whatever players choose to do that.
Agreed. Who's your pick, Fatima, for the WCS?
I don't know. They're just like looking at the list of players. You're like, they're all playing? I don't know.
Okay, so Katie's going for is pulling for Hawk. I'm pulling for either Suppy, the newest addition to EG, also number 1 on the American GM list, or Scarlet. I think those are my 2 picks.
I saw that too. I was like,
I'm interested to see how well they do. But I really think a Zerg is going to win this. And this is not because I'm biased towards Zerg. I just feel like if you're outside of Korea, Zerg win everything. If you're in Korea, Protoss and Terran do amazing. But outside of the Korean players, I think Zergs in the foreign scene are just dominating.
Yeah. Cool.
Go ahead.
So the only other thing I had was, for anyone that doesn't understand how the winner and loser bracket thing works, if you win so if you lose 2 best of 3 sets, then you're completely out of the tournament. If you lose 1 best of 3 set, you get put to the loser's bracket, and you have to fight your way through the loser's bracket. And you have to win a certain number of games more than you would if you had stayed in the winner's bracket. So that's how that whole thing works. That was the only other addition I had, because I was always kind of like trying to figure that stuff out. I mean, you know, but I like to like actually see it written down exactly how it works. So.
I like calling it the upper bracket and the lower bracket. As the loser's bracket.
I know, it does sound really bad. It's like, oh, they're the losers, really they're not going to be the winners, and then one of them could be the winner. It's
like I'm in the losers bracket because I lost the MVP. I'm not a loser.
I wouldn't feel too bad
Everyone
about
loses
that.
MVP.
Yeah, how about upper dog and underdog?
No, because it's biased. People like the underdog. It doesn't matter.
It's true.
It's just upper bracket and lower bracket. I think that's the perfect way to say it. But anyway, so off of the WCS and on to the real tournament at MLG, the Summer Arena, or the Summer Championship. What are your guys' thoughts on that?
This actual Summer Arena?
Yeah, like, well, the Summer Arena is done.
Yeah, the sets in New York City are done. But yeah, the championship.
Yeah, you guys, what are you guys looking forward to? What are your predictions?
Honestly, I don't have any predictions really, but I think what I'm looking forward to is seeing unique play out of a few people. I'm definitely interested in seeing how Stefano plays. I'm interested in seeing how Hero plays. I'm also wondering if there's, like, I don't know much about the open bracket or who's going to be coming out through that, but I'd really like to see some people that aren't, like, well-known, like, you know, get pretty far, because I think that would be really interesting. I know it sucks to see some, like, the you know, everyday pros do well, but I like seeing the underdog do well.
New faces,
so, yeah, so I think that would be a really exciting MLG if there's, like, some guy that comes out of, like, nowhere and he's just, like, super badass and awesome. I would love that, so.
Yeah, I mean, that's how, God, name gone. That's how Scarlet started out. I'm looking at the list. The only female player that's signed up, to my knowledge, is Flo.
Yeah, I saw that. I'm so excited to see Quantic Flow play.
And what else is there here? I'm looking forward to Spanishiwa. I think he hasn't been on the scene as much as he used to be. But Spanishiwa is a cool Zerg because back in the day, he did no gas, queen defense. Awesome, right? Get all your gas at the same time. And he was doing this way before the queen buff. And now the queen got buffed, and his style is standard play now. You know, the whole 6 queen style that drives Terrans nuts? That's standard play. And Spanishiwa has been doing it for like a year and a half. So I'm looking forward to him playing. I think he's going to have some cool games. And I also think he's underrated for what he can do. But he's also not a full-time player. So I don't think he's going to get too far. But I think he's just a cool guy. He's one of my favorite players. But, yeah.
So Tasia is playing at this, Ben. Taja's playing.
God, Taja's invincible.
Yeah, he's playing in one of the first matches at MLG. Be excited to watch. Miss Fight.
We gotta get there early. We're gonna.
We'll just run faster than them.
Yes.
To the seats. Well, standing, whatever. Okay.
Is Miss Spite's gonna be there?
No.
Oh.
But she has previously played in MLG's. In MLG, I saw an interview. She's really good. She's a master Zerg.
I went in and watched her at one point, but I didn't really
I've never watched her stream.
Yeah.
And LZ Gamer is also playing at MLG. I saw him on the roster. He was at PAX Prime last year. You had the option to play against him. John and I were there, Mike. I tried to get John to play against LZ Gamer. If you won, you got like this dinky, stupid little like USB flash drive. No one won because we didn't have like very many good players at PAX. I don't know why. They were during tournaments or something. Well, even then, like there was only 8 masters signed up for like Starcraft tournaments last year at PAX Prime. Kind of sad, guys. But yeah, LZ Gamer was there for both days. You could play against him. It was kind of fun.
You're probably not going to be there, but next weekend is the Red Bull LAN in Seattle. Are you going? Or
I'm still like there's so many events going on in Seattle next weekend for PAX Prime. There's Barcrafts, there's the Red Bull LAN event, and I'm missing all of that because I'm going to be here with Katie until September 2nd.
Yay! We're going to go to Richmond! Yay!
Yeah.
That's what we're doing next week. She's missing Red Bull LAN. It's gonna
okay.
be fun. We're gonna go shopping.
The only reason I'm here is because I didn't get PAX tickets. I tried.
She was like, I wasn't gonna fucking come see you. You suck.
No, like in March, my plan was to go to PAX, like buy tickets. And
I remember.
Didn't fall through. So here I am going to MLG. Not a bad second option. But
yeah.
I'd go to MLG over PAX any day.
This is gonna be huge.
Next time Mike and I will go to the MLG in Anaheim.
But I wanna go.
I'm down.
You can come if you want to play out.
Yeah, I want to play out.
My
aunt
lives like 10 minutes from the
Oh my
center.
God, can we go? For realsies?
When I went to BlizzCon, we just stayed with her.
Will she let us?
She has no kids. She has 2 dogs.
I love dogs.
I know you do.
Does she have any cats?
No cats. Oh, thank God. Okay, anyways.
Okay, so with that, I think that covers all of our major topics. We went over the patch, we went over Gamescom, IEM, we went over the Time article, Jinro, Violet, Stefano, MLG. Do we want to go into our side notes about
Yes!
Day9 and Husky, or?
Yes! The first
Okay.
one I want to talk about is... Alright, I just want everyone to watch this because I've never seen anything that felt more like ridiculous in my life.
Let me link it in the chat.
Okay, it's called... Okay, I actually don't know what it's called, but this one example, or this one episode is called Playing Hato Full Boyfriend, and it's Day9 and 2 of his friends. It's for Felicia Day's Geek and Sundry channel.
Love her.
I know, I love Felicia Day, and I love Geek and Sundry. So it's for that channel, and basically it's him and 2 of his friends, guy friends. They drink beer, and they play ridiculously weird love games, and they talk about girls. It's hilarious. This game that they played was a Japanese dating game with pigeons. It was the main characters were pigeons. It was the weirdest thing I've ever seen, and apparently it's coming out with a sequel, so someone actually plays that, like, for real. And it's like little tiny Japanese girls that want a boyfriend that are going to girl Catholic school in Japan. That's the only thing I can think of, because I don't know who else would play this thing. There's actually no action. I watched it for like 40 minutes, and they didn't have to do anything. They weren't prompted to do anything. It was like watching pigeons in high school, like, you don't know me, don't talk to me, and there was like, then the other pigeon popped up, and it was like, I'm gonna sit here in class, and it was just really weird. Alright, but Day9 made it hilarious. That was the point. If you enjoy watching Day9 laugh, like, at absolutely nothing, this is totally the show for you. I watched it for like 40 minutes, and I was like, what did I just watch? I don't know what just happened.
I had it in the background, I like listened to it for a little bit, I was like, okay, I'm done.
Yeah.
They were pigeons. You couldn't even, they had no emotion. Like, if they were like little anime characters, I could have been at least a little interested, because then at least you can tell them apart. They're all freaking pigeons.
But they picked that game on purpose. They picked it because it was so awful. That game has to win the awful game of, like, the century award.
Pigeons prompt me or, like, incite me to want to kick them. Just because they're fat, and they're...
I can see that, actually. Oh my god, it was hilarious, but it was, like, horribly hilarious. It was like Snakes on a Plane bad. That was hard to watch. On to our other side topic, Husky Real Talk. Did you guys get to that?
I didn't get to that.
I did. I watched a lot of it. Okay. I really liked what he said about high school, where he said he was very self-deprecating to get rid of bullies. That was awesome. Really, he was like, yeah, you're going to make fun of me? I'm going to make fun of myself even more than you're making fun of me. And the bullies were just like, this is weird. We can't make fun of you anymore. I appreciated that. He used his intelligence to outwit the dummies, which is totally cool. I hate bullies, so
yeah.
That just made me super happy. What else did he have to say? Oh, so by the way, I should tell you what we're talking about before. So the Husky Real Talk it's Real Talk by J.P. McDaniel, right? And
yes.
I was making sure I wasn't butchering his last name, like it wasn't just Daniel. I knew it was McDaniel, I think. But anyway, so he interviews Husky for like 2 hours, and he talks about everything. And I haven't finished watching it yet, but I watched the first bit of it. And what else did they have to say? Oh, love that Husky said that LAN parties are awesome. Even though any of you younger people don't know what a LAN party is and don't ever want to try to do it, totally do it. It's awesome. Like, when you're in middle school and you're going to have a sleepover, like, what better thing to do than to say, hey, bring your computers and let's link our computers and let's play video games and do absolutely ridiculous things with them. I loved that when I was in middle school, although I wasn't landing with my friends because I hung out with girls and none of the girls even wanted to play video games. So I landed up with my older brother and his friends. And that's one of the reasons why I'm such, like, a boy, because I was just like, yeah, I'm going to play video games.
Katie should have known me in middle school.
Yeah, we like, played Magic. I remember learning Magic in, like, 4th grade, and landing up and playing Command & Conquer Red Alert. Love that game. So anyway, so that was totally awesome. So he was saying, even though you might be way, like, you don't even know what a LAN party is, look it up and figure it out and do it, because it's the most fun thing you can do. I have friends that still do LAN parties now. I mean, we used to LAN up at my college. That was awesome.
That's what Game Collects is at the LAN Center.
Yeah, that's sweet.
I think they have League of Legends tournaments every weekend, I think. They have tournaments all the time.
On that note, Blizzard, please make LAN available.
I know.
Right?
I know. That would be awesome.
Because, like, you go over to your friend's house, and, okay, this might be a Hawaii thing, because Hawaii internet sucks. Not like Seattle or Portland. Portland has really fast internet, by the way. But, go to Hawaii. In Hawaii, we have our LAN games. And we all hook up our computers and we play Starcraft, and it kills all the bandwidth. I mean, 4 computers on a Roadrunner, because there's only Time Warner in Hawaii. That's the only real broadband.
Yeah.
And it kills all your bandwidth, and you can't play with your friends, and it's like all laggy and shitty. So, LAN would be awesome. Blizzard, please. But, yeah. LAN parties are special too, because you all have to get together, and you can yell at each other in real life.
Yeah.
Sort of over Skype.
Exactly. And then there can be fist fights. And no, I'm just kidding.
No.
Boom! Oh my god! There's a fist in my box!
Punch people.
Okay. If anyone didn't know, we just didn't adjust this, so we're 2 boxes, but we're in the same
I
line.
didn't have time to fix it today.
It looks a little more legit than yeah. So, man, it's fine. It's totally awesome.
I'll fix it for next week, I promise.
Okay, wait. He talked about other things. Oh, he talked about the HCH Invitational. So that was the tournament that Husky and HD did together immediately following the beta, and they did that all from scratch. And Husky was saying how like it was really interesting going through, learning how to do all this stuff, and they didn't have any rules. They were just like the guy from Liquid was like, here's $1,000. Do what you need to do and make a tournament. So they learned a lot. He said they made a lot of mistakes, but he said it was a lot of fun. I mean, it was a lot of work. But I guess what ended up happening after that was, they were going to go ahead and they were going to start another, he was going to do another tournament, but then, MLG was getting big, so he's just like, it's already being done, let's just not go there, because it's too much work. So that's kind of what happened with that. And then the other thing that he was talking about was the tribulations of YouTube and screen recording 2 years ago and things like that. Basically, Husky didn't even know he could make money on YouTube until like after he was getting like millions of views. Like literally, he was like, yeah, I had no idea. And then all of a sudden, I was just like, yeah, I should. So I was like, oh, I could make money doing this. Okay, I guess I'm gonna do that. But like literally, I don't know. Like he has so many viewers. I remember I didn't really know about Husky until after I had seen Day 9. And when I started subscribing to Husky, I was like, I actually looked at how many like subscribers he had. It was huge. I mean, he had like, it was like 95 million or something. Like it was like, and like Day 9 had like 4 million. Like it was literally that much of a difference. It was, are you looking that up right now, Mike?
Yeah.
It's a 95 million.
As of today,
That's
it's 326.8 million views.
Yeah, so that makes sense.
With 662,000 subscribers.
Now look at Day 9.
I don't want to, because Day 9 should have more, but...
Well, you'd
actually, they're
think,
both really
but
talented.
that's what surprised me. I was like, whoa. And the reason why is because Husky was just like making these games up for Brood War and just
it's not
transitioned to
even
StarCraft
close.
2. What?
Day 9 has 286.8
That's not bad.
thousand subscribers. So like less than half.
Yeah, but how many views?
55.5 mil.
Okay, like it was literally at like 10 million versus 95 million. Before.
Kind of crazy.
Well, Husky's special because Husky not only does StarCraft, not only does StarCraft games, but he does music, he does vlogs, he does the little cartoons. Husky really diversified himself.
Yeah, I mean he was the one that started the game station.
He started it? I'm not sure.
I'm pretty sure he was one of the guys that started it.
He's one of the guys who started it.
Yeah.
I don't think he's... I think he has a company that he works that helped him. But yeah, Husky's amazing. He really, as far as contribution to esports, he's really up there, and he's really the mainstream. If you think of like, if you play StarCraft and you really want to get into it, you think of like Day 9. And he's going to talk about strategy, he's going to talk about very, very analytical topics. If you're just a casual player of StarCraft and just... I know what a bailing is. You watch Husky because he has his videos. You watch Viva La Dirt because they're hilarious.
You watch Viva La Dirt because they're awesome.
Speaking of which, have you seen Viva La Dirt's first video on YouTube?
Yes!
No.
It is so good.
That is, their music is good.
Yeah.
But that video is perfect because that's exactly how I feel. So if you guys haven't seen that in the chat, Viva La Dirt, their trailer or intro video is a scene from Office Space, where they just beat the shit out of a printer, but it's a Dell computer. And that's exactly how I feel when I'm on a losing streak. I lose like 5 games in a row. I just want to take a baseball bat to my computer, but I can't.
And they actually
So I watched that video, so it's awesome.
Yeah, that video is so awesome. Like, after you mentioned that the other day, I went and looked it up, and I was like, this is so cool. I watched it like 3 times. I've also been listening...
So good.
Yeah, we'll watch it. I also listened to that Battle.net song. I can't stop listening to it. Like, and that and 8-Pool.
I love 8-Pool.
I love it. It's so they're so
Battle.net
good. I need to make a playlist that's just Viva La Dirt
Baby,
songs.
I swear the strat's legit.
It is legit. Okay, just for anyone wondering, it's more of a 7 pool. But a 7 pool versus Protoss is completely it's a real strategy. I swear.
I swear
But
it exists.
it's legit. It's legit. Sorak or whoever writes their lyrics, he knows what he's talking about.
Yeah,
But,
I did start watching his derp videos, the Viva La Derp. The ones
They're
where they do
hilarious.
cheese. Those are so funny. Seriously, I'm so excited to, like, get on the stream with them. Because, by the way, I have to come up with the questions. I haven't done that yet. I'm going to do that next week.
I have my questions. I only have like 3. But you know what's even funnier is for some reason people with, and this isn't funny as in derogatory funny, but people with an accent are just cooler than the American accent.
Okay,
really
so
I know, I want to be like, so.
No,
With those words you say, because they
I've
say
been-
some funny things, and I'm
I've
like,
been
I don't know what you're
talking
saying.
to like an Australian and a New Zealander recently, and they like when they're talking to me through Skype, they're like, "You have such a hot accent." I'm like, "I don't have an accent. I'm saying words normally," and they're like, "Oh, you sound so much different." Than I'm like, "Okay."
You're like,
but if you have,
You guys
you're
sound
the
way
one with the
hotter.
accent, buddy. I know, like, when we were on that Skype call with them, I was like, their voices are so cool. But I didn't want to be that.
Smart
I don't
and
think people
educated
like
no matter
that.
what you say.
I think people with accents don't like that. Although, if they're mostly in New Zealand, maybe they don't get that a lot.
Well,
When
New
that's
Zealand-
like when that's when you're raised and born with, and like
Mhm.
that's how everyone talks. When something's different, that's an accent,
Yeah.
and so they like the American accent, which we don't have. An accent.
I know, our
Yeah.
accent is bleh. Oh, someone's Bio Boom Starcraft. Are
New
you,
Zealand.
you're from New Zealand? Okay, awesome. Yeah, we love the.
I do like our shout outs and then
Yeah, I think we've strayed away far enough from our
Yeah.
topics now to
Yeah, I think.
close the show down. Tell us what you're doing at MLG. Shout outs.
Oh, should
Anything
we
else you want to
dryer?
talk about?
Did you
Let's
No, they're
wrap
in the
this up.
washer.
there's still
We
no
never put
washer.
them in the dryer.
Oh yeah.
It's okay. Okay, we'll show you guys our t-shirts maybe tomorrow in the morning. We'll do a stream for like 20 minutes.
It's a T-shirt.
Wait, shout outs? I don't have any, I have a shout out to the SOP crew. You guys keep doing your thing, and thanks for being moderators. You're awesome. I love you. Mwah. Okay, that's it.
And then updates on what you guys are doing.
Oh, we're going to MLG Raleigh
Starting tomorrow.
tomorrow for like a weekend. It's gonna be
3
super
days.
super awesome. Yeah,
Of awesomeness.
3 days of awesomeness, and we're gonna be vlogging part of it. I just made that up. Oh, I need to charge the battery for the video camera.
I haven't tested this, but maybe I'll test it when we go out tonight.
Oh,
On my phone, there's an app called Color something, and it uploads a live stream to Facebook. It takes a lot of data, but if there's Wi-Fi, it shouldn't be bad, maybe. We could try it. Upload it to the Nike RA Facebook page, which, if you haven't already, go to facebook.com/NikeRA and like us for updates on what we're doing in general.
right, exactly. Or go to our website, or go to our Twitch account, or go to our Liquipedia page. We're freaking everywhere. We have Twitter
You have
too.
a Wikipedia page?
No, not a Liquipedia page. Oh shoot, I made that up. I meant we're streaming through
There's nothing
Liquid.
there.
TeamLiquid.net. Alright, now that I'm making things up, I think that's everything for today, but look forward to awesome material. Next Thursday, we're going to be interviewing Oscar, ode_Oscar, as he's known on Reddit. He is the founder of all of Barcraftdom. He was the one who started it in Seattle, and we are very, very excited. He's going to be that 4th blank box that's next to us, and he's going to talk to us about everything that he's done, everything that he's heard, related to Barcraft, what he's doing now, because he's doing other things, but he's still kind of involved.
Because he's a welder.
Yeah, he is like a machinist engineer extraordinaire. Oscar's like a really, really cool guy, so we're going to talk to him about all kinds of stuff. It's going to be really fun. And then on Saturday, we're going to be interviewing Viva La Dirt next Saturday, and we're also going to play some awesome games with them. So that's going to be really fun, so make sure you tune in for that. And
Subscribe!
yeah, subscribe, because if you subscribe to our channel, we put out new videos. Just kidding. Who is that? That's not me. But I really like saying that a lot. Okay. So, anyway, Name that reference.
Ew, do I-
So that's everything. We've got a lot of cool stuff coming up, and hopefully we're going to be getting some really good interviews based on who we meet and who we talk to this coming weekend at MLG. Also, we got stickers and buttons that we're giving out at MLG. So if you're going to be at MLG, come and find us because we got a ton of stickers made.
Some
and
swag.
stuff. Yeah, we got some swag. We're going to be giving away stuff. So definitely come and see us because we're really excited to share things. Look at those buttons. Those are some buttons. Just want to stick this on your face.
Yeah, I'll wear it like that.
Well, thanks for watching. Alright, Mike, your turn to say something serious.
My sound card is coming in, so I'm gonna talk to Tyler about doing another Zerg strategy thing.
Awesome.
Me and Tyler are both Masters League Zergs who play.
Is he Masters now?
Yeah, Tyler made Masters a while ago.
Yay, Tyler!
But, we play a little bit of an off-color, non-standard Zerg with
Congratulations. I should give you
a
a new text.
tiny attacks based on scouting. But we might make a video. Also, shout out to Diddy. Good job. I checked your match history. You're gonna make Diamond pretty soon. So he's gonna make Diamond. He's kind of just destroying people.
Nice.
Kind of a badass.
That's kind of how Diddy is. That's what Diddy do.
That's what Diddy do?
That's unacceptable.
That's what Diddy do.
My boyfriend can't be higher ranked than I am.
He's gonna be.
You know,
There he is
Diamond.
saying lol.
He's about 30 games, maybe 20 games away from Diamond. So
Also,
I need to fix that.
yeah. Okay, I don't have anything to say. Okay, I'm gonna cancel the recording. So say goodbye.
okay, I'll see you guys later. GG.
Thanks everyone. See you next week.